Hey Mike, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me today and accepting this free video. So today we're going to go over just a few tips you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a significant impact in your business. And I know that it will because we've applied these exact strategies with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys, and it's made a huge impact on those businesses. Now, you guys do have some traffic coming to your website. You are getting about 400 people to your website per month, which is pretty decent. But we are going to give you some strategies because right now the visitors you have are either searching your name or there's a couple keywords that are ranking in Denver that is driving some of that traffic. But you're missing a huge chunk of the traffic, especially with all the other areas you serve. Okay, so we're going to go through 3 strategies: your content and keyword strategy, citations, and then backlinks, okay? So you guys have a fantastic looking website. I like that you have the click-to-call phone numbers. Let's see, you have a separate page for your major services, which is good. And I know that you have separate pages for each of the areas you serve as well. All this is just basic requirements, okay? Basic requirements, you got those met, which is great. Google does not rank websites based on appearance. It's based on your content. And content is key, so we want to make sure that all of the content on your website is properly optimized. Okay, and so content can be in videos, but it's also in images. We want to make sure that every single image is also properly optimized with your local keywords. So this just says iStock photo, so that's not an optimized image. You want these images, since you're in Denver, this should be Denver water damage remediation or water remediation, or Denver water removal, Denver water damage repair, water damage restoration Denver. People search differently, so you want to capitalize on those keywords. But every single image needs to be optimized with those local keywords because 99% of people don't know who you are because they've never been in this situation before. So they're not searching you by name, they're searching by the services that they need. And you guys are servicing a ton of areas. So you need to make sure that every single page, every single service is optimized with those local keywords so people are actually finding you online. So we have your video content, image content, but also this content here, your written content. All of this written content also needs to be built around these local keywords. Your homepage is the most important page of this entire website because it ties all of your other pages together. And I don't know if some of this slow loading is my internet or if it's your website. But speed of loading is a factor as well. Mobile, another factor is being mobile friendly. Google has gone mobile first, so everything is based around mobiles now. Now, as far as your content, you need at least 1,500 words of content or more on your home page. If your homepage has, or if your competitors have 1,500 words on their homepage, you need more. Because we're competing with our competition, we're trying to outrank them, get the most traffic. We always have to do more than our competition is doing. And so if they have 1,500 words, you want 1,800 words or 2,000 words, okay? So real quick, I'm super happy you have these service area pages. We used to be able to get away with just doing this. Unfortunately, we cannot do that anymore with the latest algorithms in the last year, 18 months, 2 years. Now we actually have to have the service area page for each service. Google does not want us piling up a bunch of pages that talk about different services. Each page needs to be unique with its own service and focused a lot around those local keywords. If you go through these pages, you're going to find also that there aren't any keyword usage here. They're just very generic text on all those pages, and you're adding a location in there, but you're not actually focusing on a local keyword. In order for you guys to get picked up at index for the keywords in Boulder for all of these services, you have to have the right content for that. The same with each area, okay? Because Google is sending crawlers, which are like mini robots, to your website, and it's scanning your website trying to find out all the information on the services that you offer and where you have those services. And when you don't have this information, Google can't index you and send customers to your website. So it is really important to now have these pages properly built out. Unfortunately, the way we used to do things just doesn't work anymore. So you definitely have to rework your content and keyword strategy throughout the entire website, making sure you have the right amount of content, that the content's written the right way, especially with AI and the way people search. It's just really important to have the right type of content, okay? If we look at your top competitor for water damage in Denver, you have ServPro. Yes, a franchise, but also beatable. Franchisees are given these generic pages, and they're not allowed to do many modifications. So they can't focus this on their own strategy that's most beneficial for their business. Instead, they get what they have. You have an opportunity here because you can do better. So all you have to do is better than they're doing. That means better quality content, dialed in keyword strategy, more written content, more pages, having long form blog articles, and doing those every month gives you additional fresh content monthly, which Google loves. So all of those things are going to help you content-wise with ranking and being found by your customers in all the areas that you serve. Now we want, we know, sorry, just one second here. We know when your customers are doing a search like this, that we want your business to be one of the first ones that pops up. And there's three main areas on the first page of Google generally that your business can have good position in. The first is almost always going to be ads. Those are cost per click ads and local service ads. And both of these can be really fruitful for you guys if that is something you want to do. As long as you have the right foundation set up and you're not sending people to your main website, but instead to designated landing pages specific to that ad. Otherwise, you're going to have a pretty low ROI, okay? Now, the next two sections are even more important because they get a bulk of the traffic when somebody's doing this search. This section here is the Google Map Pack. Okay, you want your business to show up in the top 3 because 30% of people come straight here and don't go anywhere else. So when your business is not one of these top 3 companies, you're leaving revenue on the table and you're quite literally handing all those jobs to your competition. So in order to be in this top 3, there are many factors, but the most important are citations. And that is listing your business name, address, phone number, website, and putting those on a bunch of directories. And directories are things like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Angie's List, House. All of those are great citations. So you need a lot more citations than your competition. And every single one of those, again, is sending additional information to Google, telling Google what you're about, your services, and where you offer them. So really important for your business. And then this third section here is the most important section. This is your organic section. And it's the most important because 60 to 70% of all searchers skip over ads and skip the maps and come straight here. So when your business website is not listed here for these searches, then you are losing 60 to 70% of your jobs every single month. So in order to get listed here, it all comes back down to the foundation of this website, having it properly built with the right type of content and keyword strategy, and then supporting it with your backlink SEO. And when we look here, this is a paid tool we use, tells how your website is performing. And right now we see you have a rating of a 26 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, which is pretty decent, okay? And this score is based partly on the quality of your website, but more so the power you're sending to your website. We send power to your website through backlinks. So you need new backlinks every month coming to your website to keep that power flowing. But it's also important to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. We only want to be going after the good quality, do follow links that are closely related to your services. You would not want to go out and get Pizza Hut and Burger King backlinks because you don't serve food. And so even though those are high quality websites, they would actually be looking at like spam for you guys. So it would actually negatively impact you. Okay? So it's really important you have the right type of backlinks. And those are going to be backlinks from related types of services. So from websites of other home service businesses, vendors, magazines that are related, etc. And the more of those good quality backlinks, the higher your score gets, the more authority, the more Google wants to promote your website, and the more it helps you rank your keywords, okay? Now you have actually been indexed for over 500 keywords, but you're only getting about 330 people to your website. I'm sorry, earlier I think I said 400, so you're at 330. So you're still missing quite a bit of traffic. If we look at your keywords here, you are on the first page for a number of keywords, which is great. Couple are towards the top here. Now, the keywords like this, restoration companies in Denver, these are informational keywords. They're not necessarily buyer intent keywords. So it's great that you're ranking for them, but most of the time people are looking for information. They're not the type of keywords that people need your service. So we do want to keep focused on those buyer intent keywords like water damage restoration, water removal, mold remediation, all of that in that specific city, okay? And then also it's important to understand that the lower you are on the page of Google, the less the percentage of the traffic you get. So the higher you're on the page, you could be getting 37 to 40 something percent of the traffic for just that one keyword. So it is really important to dial in your strategy. Also, you're not being indexed for keywords for most of the areas that you serve. So you are missing out on tons of potential customers because they're not finding you online because you don't have the strategy in place. So, and now if we look at your competitor here in Denver, they have a low score, which makes sense because they can't really do anything with their website. But because of the power of their website, they're able to push the power, and they're getting over 700 people to their website every single month, just this one specific location in Denver. Okay, just one location. And that is because of all these money keywords, this high volume, and their placement. So yes, these guys are beatable, but you're going to have to use the strategies that I've just shown you today. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and feel free to run with it and do it on your own. But if you want a partner, give us a call, and we'd be happy to help. This is our specialty. Thanks again for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.